What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Let me turn the music down. Welcome to another Let's Talk Crypto. This is episode 35. And guys, it's been a pretty crazy couple of weeks. I've been out of town. Bitcoin has skyrocketed and it kind of came back down to earth a little bit. So today we're going to be covering all of that. And we just got some breaking news right now. Let me actually pull it up here on my phone. I literally just saw it as I was going live. Because today, remember that today was a Fed rate decision. And as expected, they left interest rates unchanged. Federal Reserve leaves interest rates unchanged, remains at 5.25%. So that's pretty much what was expected. We just got that in at 2 o'clock. Now at 2:30, we have the press conference for Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed. He's going to be speaking, and we have to kind of try to pay a little bit of attention to that, because if he hints at either any type of cuts, any type of hikes, market is going to react. It's going to bring volatility into the market. So we can see right now the instant reaction is everything is going up. So if I pull up the monitors here, if I pull it up right here, we can see Bitcoin just got a nice little boost. If we let's put this in the last 5 minutes, just so that we can see. As soon as that report came out, Bitcoin is up about 0.5% in the last in the last 2 minutes, really. It's up. Let me see. Yeah, it's up about $200 in the last 2 minutes since that was reported. So this might be the bounce that we're gonna get here, the bounce back to the upside. So that's something to watch for here. Let's see how high we go. It's either that, or it's either I went live, so Bitcoin started to go up. It's one of those. We know that whenever I go live, for some reason, Bitcoin tends to go up. So we're gonna stick with that story. And yeah, guys. So it's been a pretty wild few weeks. So we had so I was actually out of town for last weekend, and while it was difficult to trade when you're not on your PC, when you only have your phone. So it was hard to keep up with everything while traveling, and of course that's when Bitcoin decided to go crazy. If we pull up the chart here in the last, when was it? The last few weeks. This is a week where I was out of town, and we hit, well, actually this week, and we hit a high of, what was it? 44,769. That is insane, guys. That is wild. So that's currently the new highs, and we can see that we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row of green candles. Guys, the last time that happened was in 2017, at the beginning of the previous of that bull run. Let me see. This doesn't even go back that far. Let me pull up another chart here for Bitcoin. Let's see, 2019, 18, so 2017 should be around here somewhere. Let me remove this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right here, 2017, from April 17th to about June 17th. So that's the last time that we had this. And this was, if you look back to when exactly this was at the beginning, basically, of that next bull run. It was in the early, I guess, I don't know if I want to call it the early stages, or it was right kind of in the middle. But it was definitely in 2017. So that's something that we haven't seen in a very long time, basically 6 years since we last saw something like that. Now, don't mind these things that have these markings. Now, today, I mean, this week so far we're down. This is the first time we're down in 8 weeks, so that on the 9th week. But look at this candle. It looks like it might be printing. Now we still have a lot. We still have to end today. We got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we still have about 4 days left on this candle. So a lot of things could still change. But right now, the way it's setting up, this is what's called a bullish pin bar. So usually when you see a bullish pin bar, that means that price tried to go down. The sellers tried to push prices back down, but there is just too much demand that pushed the price right back up, right? So sellers, it basically means sellers ran out of steam, right? They ran out of sell orders, and the buyers, the demand to buy is just overwhelming the sellers, right? So it's pushing that right back up. So that's basically what we're seeing here. That's basically what we're getting here. And again, that would be a bullish candle if it were to close like this. Now, now a lot of times when we leave wicks like this, though, we do have to be wary of them, because price does tend to like to fill wicks, at least the 50% of it. So it might not be a full fill all the way down here to $40,000. But we could potentially get a 50% fill, which would be somewhere around $41,000. So something to keep in mind if you do end up closing like this, you know, and depending on where it closes, of course, the middle of that wick is going to be different. So just something to watch there. But as you guys can see, everything it's been wild. Like we've gone literally from $25,000 from basically this candle right here, and it's been up only. And this started back in September. So since September at $25,000, after we got 3 weeks in a row of really nothing, there was no movement whatsoever. We got 3 weeks in a row of that, and then all of a sudden just up only, including 8 weeks in a row here, 2 months in a row. Every single week was green. And now this candle this week is fighting here to get back to that green. That would make it 9 weeks. I don't know if we've had any years where we had 9 weeks in a row of green. I'd have to look back, but yeah, that's currently where we are right now. You can see we have 2 different trending support levels here. We have this main level right here. That's been the level since we started this back in November. So this is from the bottom, right? We've had this basically this support here. Currently it sits right around $30,000. So, and you can see that it's in line with this big support here at $30,000. So, and you can see historically that support has played a significant role in Bitcoin's price. So this, if we were to see any type of drops, I think this would be the bottom here, which is around that $30,000 mark. Now that's a $12,000 mark, a $12,000 drop. I don't expect to see a $12,000 drop unless something really bad were to happen. Because I mean, imagine it would be from the last high to, let's say it dropped to this support. That's a 31% drop. Again, even during a bull run, 31% drops are normal, right? They're as normal as it gets. But again, with Bitcoin spot ETFs looming, I don't expect a 31% retracement here. Even if we look back at the last bull run, and this is actually what I had drawn here. I was looking at the past bull run and seeing what the pullbacks look like. How far back did they go? And you can see here during the last bull run, had a pullback of 14%, 21%, 9%. 31%. So like I said, their 31% pullbacks are not unheard of, 26% and 42%. So we've had, even during bull runs, we get these big, massive pullbacks. So we have to be careful with those. So it is in the realm of possibility where something like that could happen, right? Because we just saw that. So can we drop all the way down to about $30,000? It's in the realm of possibility because it's happened before in previous bull runs. However, another thing that I noticed when looking at those pullbacks though was that every bull run, the pullbacks were less and less significant. So the bull run before that, the pullbacks were in the 50% range, right? And beyond. Then the last bull run, the average pullback was about 20 was it actually, yeah, about 25% was the average pullback. In this current bull run, if we want to start considering this a bull run, the average pullback has been about 15%. So that would be like these pullbacks here, all of these here, that ever since we started moving up here, pullback, 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 all those pullbacks have averaged out to about 15% or less. So 15% pullback puts us at around $38,000. Again, that's another major level for us. I was thinking that's the level that I was looking at for a pullback. I would love to get another opportunity at $38,000 because that would be basically a breakout and retest of a strong resistance point, of a strong resistance that's now a strong support. And if we look back on history, again, look at this. Look, this is that level, $38,000. Look how much activity happened in there. Again, over here, it played out as a support. Look at all this activity there. Again, right here, major support. So I would love to see price, to be honest, guys. I would love to see price to drop down to that $38,000 range. Just test it a little bit and then continue on its way up. That would be amazing. And the crazy thing is here, so 15%, which has been the average pullback for us so far in the last year. It's $38,000, of course, a significant support resistance zone. And this is where the trend line support is. So there's three different things there. So we have massive confluence at that range. So that's why I would love to get that there, because that's basically free money. Guys, if we were to get a pullback down here to 38,000, that's like, I compare that to printing money. Like that's legal. That's a legal money printer, because at $38,000, there's so much there. I would love to build a long-term position there on leverage. I'm talking about leverage. My Bitcoin long-term positions were built way down here, right? This is what we're building our Bitcoin long-term positions. Now I'm talking about day trades, right? Swing trades, really. I would love to build a position here, a leverage position here, and just let it ride into January. Because in January, what's happening in January? We're getting the ETF approvals, right? Now, we don't know if they're going to be approved yet, but it's looking like the probability is that it's likely getting approved. So because of that, if we were to get any type of pullbacks to that $38,000 range, guys, that's like you're printing legal money here. We would build positions there at $38,000. Imagine a move at that point from, let's say, $38,000. I didn't grab it. Let's say $38,000. If we think, in the next month we'll get to $50,000, right? A move that's 31% move. 31, let's say you use 10x leverage, that's a 310% return on investment if we were to get something like that, which is wild, right? And I mean, that's just if you're taking profits. If you say, you know what, I'm gonna let this trade ride for all of next year, and let's just see what happens, right? I'm gonna just build a small position, just let it ride with the leverage through the bull run, and think about closing it once we're at all-time highs and beyond. That's an 85% move at that point, guys. And with just 10x leverage, that's an 8x return on your risk. And if you think we're gonna hit 100 grand, then hey, why not move it up to 100 grand? That's 164% move. With 10x leverage, you're talking about almost 2,000% return, right? Almost a 20x there. And that's not even counting the compounding effect, because remember, if you're trading somewhere where you're receiving the underlying asset as profits, right? If you're receiving the underlying asset as your profit, then as the value of that asset goes up, it has a compounding effect as you're making more and more profits as its value goes up. Plus, all the profit that you've made from the beginning, its value is also increasing, right? So you're compounding those gains, those profits as they go up. And I mean, I'm working on a video for this where we're gonna build a small position. It's not gonna be anything crazy, and we're gonna try to let it ride for the bull run. Like, we're gonna try to let that position just ride to $100,000, basically, to either previous all-time high to $100,000, and see how much money we can make, right? The target is to make a full Bitcoin with a small position where we're not risking a lot of money that any average investor could potentially do on his own. You know, it doesn't have to be someone with a massive bankroll to be able to build a position that you can kind of let ride through the bull market, and, you know, make a full Bitcoin in return if it hits its previous all-time high, or when it hits a new all-time high. If you think Bitcoin's gonna go to $100,000, you build a position around $38,000 or $40,000. Like, it doesn't take a lot of capital to make sure that you don't get liquidated on that position. So I have a video that I'm working on for that. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it this week. So you guys will know. You'll be, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you're notified, because time is gonna be of an essence for something like that, for some type of strategy like that, because there's gonna be an ideal entry basically, and if you don't get in that ideal entry, then your risk of maybe potentially getting liquidated becomes that much more. So we'll be looking at all that. Hopefully I'll have that done this week, but it's just, I've been doing so many things that it's been wild to try to create content as well with so much going on. Let me say what's up to some of the people that are in the chat right now. What's up to Andrew? Giannis is in here again. Great having you again in here, Giannis. If anyone else is in here, make sure to drop a hello in the comments so I can say what's up. All right, so let's take a look at Teddy the Australian. What's up, Teddy? Let's take a look at what potential trade setups I am going to be looking to make this week. There have been a few. We've made 2 trades this week in the trade room. Let's pull it up here. Give me a sec as I pull it up here. Where are they? So we've taken 3 trades this week. One of them got stopped out. Yeah. So the first trade. So these are the trades that we took 3 days ago. So the first trade was basically during that drop. So we had this massive drop the other day, right? And whenever there's a massive drop where I feel like it's an overcorrection, even though I do think that it's a healthy correction and that we could go a lot lower, when it happens that quickly, because it happened in a span of 15 minutes, if you guys weren't watching. When it happens in a span that quickly, I know for a fact that it has to bounce back up, because it's not just going to drop and that's it, right? So, so like if we let's look at the hourly. And if look at this, we're looking at the hourly chart. Look at this wick that was left behind, right? So we had this massive, fast, really fast drop here. That's usually happens because of liquidations and liquidity levels, all that. It becomes a cascading effect. So when we had all that drop, I down here started opening positions and I couldn't open them fast enough, right? This happened so fast that I could not open up the positions fast enough. I couldn't even type in the chat fast enough because of how quickly this happened. So I ended up entering a trade, a long trade somewhere down here at the $40,000 area. And I entered more at 41 and entered more at 42. And you can see it here. If we look at the trade setups, look at how I wrote this. I wrote this line by line because of how quickly this was happening. So we caught entries at 42 with, I literally put setting up orders above 42, then the next thing long, then stop loss, right? I was trying to do this so fast because then I also entered an Ethereum trade at 22. And then I had we set up the targets. We ended up hitting our first target, and that was it on this one, because we did pull back further. As you can see in the chart, we pulled right back down. But you can also see the Ethereum one hit 2 different targets. So you can see I was like panicking. I was like, oh my God, I need to get these out as fast as possible. And we hit the targets, and then we tried to re-enter there the next day using smaller size because there's so much volatility. I knew that it was a riskier entry the second time around that it snaps to that same level, and we ended up getting our stop losses hit. So, but that's part of it, right? You're gonna hit some, you're gonna lose some. We ended up hitting 2 of them. We lost 1 of them. So, however, you can see here we retraced this whole wick. So we spoke about the wick earlier in today's live stream. You can see that we retraced this almost the entire wick and then started consolidating here, and now we've been kind of progressing up slowly. So let's see, we had the CPI data yesterday, we have the interest rate data today. So let's see how it continues going forward. I still think there is room to continue down. We have this confluence here. The average pullback has been about 15%. We have the trend line support over here, and we have a big area here. So all of this confluence right here, and we have this these moving averages here. So this is the 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart. So the 4-hour chart, I mean, they're not as important, but you know, it is down here. So there's a lot of confluence here in this level. It's not letting me draw for some reason. What's going on here? This thing's going crazy. Can I draw? Nope. It doesn't want me to draw. All right, I don't know what's going on with that, but that's basically what's been going on here. So if we kind of zoom out into the weekly, we can kind of see that it's telling us that story. If we zoom out to the monthly, to see what the monthly looks like. And a monthly, it looks similar. Let's get this out the way. We have this massive resistance here that we've seen, you know, play big, massive roles in crypto's history, and it's happening again. Like I that was expected. So, which is why I drew this resistance area here, because when there's these massive areas of resistance and support, you have to know that we're not just gonna break right through, right? Even this one we broke through pretty fast. I'm not gonna lie. Look at this. Like, we broke through there pretty fast, which is why I wouldn't be surprised for us to pull back to it, because it happened so fast, right? We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 months in a row where we've been green. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got a pullback back here to this level, that $38,000 range, right? With this massive resistance up here. So those are the main things that we're going to be watching here over the next few weeks, probably until we get into January. I think in January, once what in the world? I think in January, once as we get closer to the ETF approval date, I think market is going to start moving up again and pushing towards that resistance. So this resistance is anywhere between $45,000 up to like $48,000. But then you have to also remember we have 50 here. 50,000 is a big psychological number, so we have to also take that into account. So I think what could play as that catalyst will be the ETF approval. I think once we get that ETF approval, we can see Bitcoin break above 50,000, start running up towards that 60. I think we get probably a pullback. We retest 50 at that point, and then continuation higher, leading up to that the Bitcoin halving, right? So Bitcoin halving is coming up soon. Bitcoin halving countdown. So 128 days away, the 20th of April, 420, of course, no coincidence, right? No coincidence that the halving is projected to happen on 420, and the previous all-time high of Bitcoin is 69. Is that a coincidence, guys? I think not. So that's currently where things are. So that's kind of my overall prediction. I think, leading up to Bitcoin ETF approval, we start pushing back into this resistance. If we do get approved in January, I think we push past 50, consolidate, consolidate back towards the downside, retest this 50 area, and then as the halving approaches, then we can see price start to move back up again. And then probably after the halving, or at some point during the halving, after the halving, during that week, we start pushing that 60 range, potentially beyond 60, and we could potentially retest the previous all-time high, get another pull back down, back probably to like that 60 range, and then from there I think at that point towards the end of the year we set new all-time highs. I would say summer to end of the year is when we're definitely setting up new to all-time highs, stuff like that. So yeah, very, very bullish, as you guys can see, long term into next year and into the next 2 years. That's why I'm thinking we break like $100,000 is a conservative estimate for where we're thinking that Bitcoin could go, because of where we are already. We're basically at 50 already, right? And 100,000 is nothing for Bitcoin from 50. So and we're not even in the year of the halving yet. And remember, Bitcoin goes up the year of pre-halving, the year of the halving, and the year post-halving. So, I mean, we could literally go beyond 100, maybe even test that 200,000 range. I know that's now kind of pushing the envelope and being a little aggressive, but that's why I like to stick to my conservative numbers of about 100,000 for the next one for a target, right? So, now that we've kind of spoken about the bigger terms, the bigger, longer terms, my outlook on it, let's look at some day trades that we could be watching here, we could be playing. One of the day trades that I've been playing is that $42,000 area. I like that $42,000 area. It's a big level there. So I think I like breakouts at 42. I like breakout and retest at 42 for long entries. I like 40 as well. 40 I love for long entries, and of course 38 is the next level under that for long entries. So any of those levels, any of those entries for retest, you can play those levels there for a long entry to build a position there. Now for shorts, I'll be honest, guys, I'm not really playing shorts. You can short up here if you want towards this resistance. I am choosing mostly not to, unless I see stuff like this where it's obviously doesn't have enough to break through there. Then you can at that point potentially short. But it's you're making, like, the odds are against you when you try to short against a trend. So that's why the way that I play it is I'm not really looking to short too much. There are some potential spots that I'll look to kind of snipe on a short, but that's about it for that. So right now, just playing those three levels that I mentioned, 42, 40, and 38, my three big levels to play here. If you're looking to build any either scalping opportunities or just long-term long position opportunities there with Bitcoin. So if you guys have any questions about anything that I covered here, just drop it in the comments now, and I'll be more than happy to answer some of those questions for you guys. We have the Fed press conference coming up. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like the entire market basically moving up. It says the Federal Reserve held interest rates steady for a third meeting and signaled a sharper pace of cuts than indicated in September projections. So that's definitely some bullish news. That means we might get cuts faster than what we might have been expecting before. Fed officials projected 3 rate cuts in 2024. That's very, very interesting. Yeah, so you can see that things are really setting up here for Bitcoin to really have a massive bull run next year. That's things are everything is all the pieces are lining up and just fitting into place there, because rate cuts are going to be very, very bullish for Bitcoin overall. So Giannis says, can you show us the current liquidation levels of Bitcoin? Yeah, definitely can. Let me pull it up here. What's the website? High block. All right, so taking a look at liquidations, this is the 7-day heat map. And we can see that right now, the biggest liquidity pool is to the downside. You can see it's just below $40,000. So that looks like to be the biggest spot right now on liquidity. Oh, I'm not even showing you guys. My bad. Hold on. There we go. So here we go. So you can see that on the heat map, this is a 7-day. On the heat map, just below 40, it looks like it's around 39,750-ish is where currently the biggest liquidity pool is right now. To the upside, if we're looking for some liquidity to the upside, we can see that positions are building up here, basically at $45,000. So that's what on the 7-day is showing us. If we go to the 1 month, let's go back a full month. And you can see the biggest liquidity once again down at $35,000. So this liquidity down here has slowly been inching up. So it's slowly moving up. It's currently sitting now at 35,000. Now, I don't think we get to 35,000. I don't see a reason why Bitcoin would drop that much. But there's always a possibility, right? There's always that scenario. We spoke about it earlier. There's the possibility where Bitcoin could drop 30% at any given time, even in a bull run. So that's definitely something that we always have to keep in mind. And to the upside, the liquidity pools are in the same spot. So they're building up at 45,000 and above, right? And at the current levels that we're at, there's really not much. You can see there's a little bit here below 40,000 again. If we look further back, 3 months. So you can see 3 months. Now these are delayed. So there's really no way for us to really know if a lot of these liquidity pools are still there. But it seems to be below $35,000, right? That's the biggest liquidity pool there. And then if we zoom in, well, actually let's look at 1 year just for fun, just to see. And you can see 1 year all the way down here at $23,000. Now, I definitely don't think we hit that anytime soon. I don't think we see $20,000 again during this run. So yeah, I don't think we see that. Now let's go to the 12-hour. And I like to zoom in a bit because looking at it like this, like we really can't tell where everything is, right? So I like to zoom in a bit here. Now we can get a better idea. Even then, like, zoom in a little bit more to really see where those pools are. And these are a little bit more consistent with where the liquidity pools are. Now, they're not as significant, though. So we can see yet again, the biggest pulls are to the downside. You can see here at $40,000. We have another one here at 41, and then we have one at 42.575, which is basically where the price is right now. So I don't think it's updated. I think we've already hit this pull here to the upside. So we might potentially, because we've hit this pull, is there the possibility that price pulls back down into these liquidity pools? That's definitely a possibility. So that's something that we're gonna have to watch there. All right, I hope did that answer your question, Giannis? Hopefully you got something out of that. No problem. Ivan says, I think playing short right now with the Bitcoin. I'm sorry. I think playing short right now with this Bitcoin moment, it's dangerous. Yeah, I agree. That's why I don't like I don't like shorting Bitcoin right now. There's too much momentum to the upside. We have the ETF stuff looming. It's only a matter of time. It's not if, but when. So yeah, it's not a high probability trade there to try to take with in the market. So I totally agree. Yeah, we can see Bitcoin is continuing to push up here. So that's great, because when we started this live stream, Bitcoin was sitting at about $42,000, 42,200, 300 around there. So once again, we've gone live and Bitcoin's price went up during our live stream. It never fails, right? All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I think we've covered basically everything that we wanted to talk about. If you have any final questions, let me know. If not, we'll wrap things up here as we watch Bitcoin soar here, potentially retesting these levels up here. So I expect if we get back up to these levels, things will slow down here and we'll hit this resistance again. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. No problem, Ivan. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. We will be doing a discount for the Discord trading group coming up towards the end of this month, so in probably less than a week. As we approach Christmas, we're going to be doing a Christmas sale, and we've introduced some new products into our Discord. If you guys don't follow us on Instagram, that's really where I've been posting about it. But we've introduced some new trading in our Discord group. We have the algorithm bot now that's basically posting up trades. If I pull it up here, algo signals. Basically here, it's posting up trades multiple times a day. And basically what the algorithm is doing is it's looking for multiple conditions to be met, multiple rules to be met, and then building a plan around it. And then it basically gives you the signals, and then it tells you, once it hits the targets, or if it ends up stopping out like this one. So far, it's been very, very good so far this month. This is just tracking it this month. I haven't tracked the trades that it's taken today, so I know we just saw that we took another loss there today. This one hit its stop loss, so that's probably the fourth losing trade that we've hit this month. But without counting the ones that we hit today, because we did hit some successful ones today, we're at about 89% win rate. Now, the total max profit loss is if you played it perfectly, got out at the perfect time. So I don't expect, in 2 weeks to hit 50, for someone to be hitting 53%, unless they just, they can see the future and know exactly where to get out the perfect timing. But you should be somewhere in the middle of that. So if you can hit 10 to 20%, like, that's realistic. I think that's definitely something that someone can do trading with this, following this. And you can see that the average that we're hitting, the targets, target 1, target 2, 3, 4, 5. Target 1 and 2, we're hitting over 80% so far this month. Target 3, we're just under 70%, and then target 4 and 5, we're under 50 and under 40%. So, yeah, this has been great here. So this is something that we just introduced. Of course, we already told you guys about the options. If we haven't, then options is basically we're playing very big high probability trades. I haven't updated the recent trades that I've done, so I do have to update some because we were hitting at a 100% win rate. Basically, we hit 20 trades in a row, but we did take a couple trades that were in the loss that we had to roll back. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. I have to once I update this. But we're hitting at about a 90% clip, right? Hitting 20 in a row. It's insane. So we're keeping track of all those as well. And of course, the leverage signals, right? So these are the leverage trades that we've been taking all year, starting all the way back in January of this year. We've taken about 100 trades, including the last few ones that we hit, including that loss that we hit there. So all that's included in here. And you can see that we've total trades, 99 trades. We have a total profit loss. Again, this is if you were able to correctly predict and play every single trade and always hit the max. You'd be somewhere around here. I don't expect anyone to be hitting every single trade perfectly, hitting always a max. So, you know, somewhere below in the middle of this, I would say is more reasonable, more realistic, around 60-70% on the year. We've won 66 trades. We've lost 33 trades. So that's about a 66% hit rate. We were recently at 70%, but with so much volatility, we've been stopping out on a few trades while taking some swings. They're trying to hit home runs. So you can see here, at target 1, we hit it at 66, target 2 at 45, target 3 at 27. So yeah, guys, we have these 3 different products now launched in our Discord group. We're very, very excited for these. We have a tutorial that I just posted up on here on basically the introduction to understanding the algorithm, how it works, and the introduction to how to read the signals and manage your trades. There for the signals, we have the algorithm alerts as well. They basically give you alerts on sell zones, buy zones, abnormal volatility, bullish and bearish. A lot of different stuff. So we've been upgrading our Discord with a lot of different features. We're getting all of this ready to launch in the new year. We've already started testing it out with our current members in the Discord. So if you want free access to all of these tools, you could do a 7-day free trial right now. So all you got to do is go to, I haven't posted the link. I'll post it in the description. I'll post it in the chat. It's wap.com/bitcoin.daily, I believe. Let me make sure what it is here. Gotta find the website. Hold on a sec. Let me just copy the link here. It'll just be easier to do. So I'm posting the link in the chat if you're interested. You guys can go ahead and go there. I'm gonna post it here as well, just so that we can see it. Let me take this out the way. So this is what it looks like, and you're gonna have all the different products, all the different, you know, depending what type of plan you're interested in, what type of products you're interested in. You could do leverage signals only, algo signals, option signals, or the indicators. So we're also introducing indicators to the group. Or if you want access to everything, then we have the VIP all access pass as well. And then as you guys can see, we have 7-day free trials basically on all of them. So if you're interested in testing it out, all you got to do is click here, pick which plan you would like. If you decide to stay, you're not going to get charged. This is only if you decide to stay after the 7 days. You're gonna hit start trial, and here you're gonna have to fill out your payment information. And again, you're not being charged anything. As you can see here, total due today is $0. So you're not gonna get charged anything. You get 7 days for free. You can cancel at any time. As long as you cancel before the 7 days are over, you do not get charged anything. You can test these things out for yourself to see if this might be something that you're interested in. So that's how confident we are in this product that we've introduced to our Discord. We guarantee basically that you're gonna like it. That's why we're giving you an entire week for free in the Discord, so you can check it out for yourself. Ivan, you said, which one do I recommend for you to start? So it's gonna depend on what type of trader you are. If you want to do that, if you want a lot of signals, then I recommend the algo signals. If you want, just some signals, the signals that I'm personally taking myself, these are with leverage. Then I'm taking, then this is mostly focused on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then that's the leverage signals. If you want the option signals, then the option package. So I recommend you check those out. It's gonna depend on what type of person you are, what type of trades you like to take. I would say if you want a lot of signals, algo signals is the way to go. If you want fewer signals, if you want just kind of like more strategically placed signals, which is what I do, then the leverage signals. And right now, if you sign up for leverage signals, which is the cheapest plan, you also get access to algo signals for the rest of this month. But at the end of the month, you will no longer have access to the algo signals. But you can test it out at least for the remainder of this month if you'd like. So check those out, guys. I'm gonna wrap things up. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys next one. I think tomorrow I'm gonna do an altcoin report live stream where I'll go through different altcoins and stuff like that. So see you guys then. Peace and love.